Here we are, Wrestling Rampage, another Q&A. And like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Wrestling Rampage. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wrestling Rampage. And we're on Twitter. You could tweet us questions, comments, anything you want, at Wrestle Rampage. And also, if there's any questions, comments, anything that you want us to answer, just comment, write us a tweet, message, whatever, and we'll answer them.
Thoughts on Kevin Von Erichs' two sons, Ross and Marshall Von Erich, making their Impact Wrestling debuts?
Ross and Marshall, Von Erich, making their debuts on Impact. Well, I didn't really see them make their debut because I don't really watch TNA. I heard that they're pretty good wrestlers. They're really decent. I mean, I would understand being trained by Kevin Von Erich, their dad, but I have a problem with the way there has been in the Von Erich family a lot of drugs and deaths, mostly suicide, and I don't want them to be plagued with that. And also, I want to say about Lacey Von Erich, when she was in TNA, yeah, she sucked. She fucking sucked. That's just the way it goes.
When did WWE become more about entertainment than wrestling?
Honestly, WWE has always been more about entertainment than wrestling. Go back as far as the Rock and Wrestling Connection. They bring in Mr. T, Cyndi Lauper. It was always more about entertainment, but back then they actually had the talent to have wrestling and entertainment. Now it's more of a spectacle, more of just entertainment, and honestly, there's not really many wrestling wrestlers that are that good to get over. Just a few, and WWE would rather bury them.
When did thoughts on tag team wrestling being on the back burner these days?
Tag team wrestling is not that much on a back burner. It's just there's not a lot of tag teams out now. I mean, you gotta remember the 80s, Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, the Road Warriors. Even leading into the 90s, they had a lot of tag teams. But just nowadays, there's not a lot of tag team wrestling. I'd say the Wolves are a great tag team. The Dudleys returned, but I don't think they're going to really last. And there's a few other ones, but it's not much of a division now as it used to be.
What year did you start watching wrestling?
What year did I start watching wrestling? Well, honestly, maybe 2, maybe 3. I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. I grew up watching WWF, grew up watching WCW, grew up watching USWA, the Memphis Territory, grew up watching ECW. I grew up watching a lot of things, and reason why I know so much about wrestling, and so does people here at Wrestling Rampage, is we've always liked wrestling. We are big wrestling fans, and just because we start wrestling at an age that normal people don't, we always go back and watch. I was born in 90, and I watch stuff from the 70s. I watch stuff from the 80s. I go back and watch wrestling. I don't start from a certain point and don't look back. So,
worst wrestling botch you ever seen?
That's a funny question, actually. I actually have 2. And One is the match that Sid had against Scott Steiner when Sid went for the big boot off the second rope, and he ended up breaking his ankle on the ring, and he lifted up his ankle, and his ankle was dangling and shit. And my second one would be, I forgot what pay-per-view it was, but it had the Hardys versus Eminem, and they had some type of ladder match. Not sure exactly what match it was or what pay-per-view it was, but I remember those were the tag teams. And Jeff went for this jump and landed on the ladder, and the ladder hit Joey Mercury in the face and fucking dented his face in, and he's pissing blood out of his face. Those are the two that I think are the worst botches I've ever seen.
Where did WWE's ECW go wrong?
One of my favorite questions. This one's a good one. There is 3 that come to mind. 1, ECW original owner and operator Paul Heyman gets fired. 2nd, ECW originals Balls Mahoney, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, Sabu. You can keep naming them. All the ECW originals gone. 3rd, if you don't see the point after what I'm saying right now, go watch this sucky ass fucking pay-per-view that ECW came out in 2006. It's called ECW December to Dismember. It's the suckiest fucking pay-per-view I've ever seen in my fucking life, and it fucking sucks. And you want to know why ECW sucked when it was part of the WWE? Go and watch that pay-per-view. Trust me. Go watch it. Go watch it now. And that's it for the Q&A. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Wrestling Rampage. Follow us on Twitter @Wrestle Rampage. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to go ahead and give us any questions, comments, or thoughts on any of those social media sites that I just named. And thanks for watching.